Let's start with the top story. The story number one at 7 this evening. Another monsoon, another round of crumbling infrastructure in the maximum city. At least 7 people have been killed after a building in Mumbai's Dongri area collapsed. India Today's reporters found that this ill-fated building is not the only death trap in the area. This even as our politicians are employed in a bitter blame game as Mumbaikars continue to suffer. Our Mumbai Bureau with this special report.
A 70-year-old building crumbles in South Mumbai's Dongri, killing several people and injuring scores.
These visuals you can see and imagine what is the site at this point of time. Locals, police, fire brigade, everybody is pulling in their bit and trying to rescue and save as much as lives possible. This has been a very fatal incident in Mumbai.
Locals claim that the building was an urban death trap.
जब ये बिल्डिंग गिरी, मैं पीछे दरगाह है हाजी अब्दुल रहमान शाह बाबा की, मैं दरगाह में था तो एक आदमी भागते हुए आया कि बिल्डिंग गिरी तो हम लोग सब भाग कर आए और ये बिल्डिंग कम से कम 80-100 साल पुरानी बिल्डिंग होगी.
Rescue teams rushed to the spot, but the narrow lanes made their work all the more tougher.
ये हमारी 3 टीमें लगी है. हमारे पास जो भी इक्विपमेंट्स है, कटर्स है, ये बैग है, VLC कैमरास है, स्नाइपर्स है, उसके द्वारा हम उसको सर्च कर रहे हैं.
India Today's reporters on the ground found that the ill-fated building was not the only death trap in the area.
What is dangerous? The building that we are standing in at this point of time and the adjacent building, they themselves are in a very old and dilapidated state. Look at the big cracks that these buildings have developed. The fire brigade maintains that they are trying their best to vacate all the people from the nearby buildings as well.
But the leaders responsible for the upkeep of these buildings and the safety of Mumbaikars' lives are embroiled in a bitter blame game. From the Chief Minister to the Mayor to the other officials.
अभी तो सारा फोकस जो है वो जो लोग वहाँ पर अभी मलबे के नीचे हैं उनको कैसे बाहर निकाला जाए, इसके ऊपर सारा फोकस वहाँ पर रखा हुआ है. और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि एक बार ये सारी चीज़ें सामने आ जाए तो उसके बाद इसका इन्व्हेस्टिगेशन भी प्रॉपर्ली किया जाए.
आपण त्याचा निश्चित तपास करतो. आयुक्तांना तशा प्रकारचे आदेश दिले आहेत की आता ही वेळ आहे, कोण जबाबदार आहे, आता जे अडकलेले जे आहेत त्याला बाहेर काढणं, जखमीला हॉस्पिटलपर्यंत पोहोचवणं ही वेळ आहे आणि त्या दृष्टीकोनातून आता इथे रेस्क्यू मोहीम सुरू आहे.
Netas are passing the buck, making old excuses for tragedies. Between an indifferent BMC and a casual government, the Mumbaikars are once again the casualty. With Vidya, Mustafa, Pankaj and Sahil, Bureau Report, India Today.
Vidya is now joining us live from Mumbai for a quick update on this story. Vidya, the rescue operations are still going on. How many people are still fear-trapped in the debris?
As you have been hearing since morning, Ankit, there is no real count of heads that even the fire brigade or the local authorities really have at this point. They are just trying to clear out the debris as and when the dog squads are here. They are trying their best to remove the rubble as much as they can manually because there are no machinery that will be able to reach the ground zero. So what they are doing at their best is remove the rubble and see to it that whatever is removed is taken out of that narrow space so that more rubble could be taken out. But at this point, yes, there are 7 deaths that have been declared as of now. Apart from that, there are a few people who are in the hospital, some women, some children, some men who are getting treated for their the entire injuries they sustained during this entire tragedy that unfolded early this morning.
Absolutely, what a callous way in fact to go, and just because people have not done their job and there are others in this entire mess that is in fact being created in Mumbai, the crumbling infrastructure. Thank you so much, Vidya, for bringing us that update. Now let's move on. In fact, as Vidya was just telling us, 7 people have died with their have paid with their lives, in fact, for the apathy of Mumbai authorities. The building collapse is being deemed as a man-made tragedy, and now several warnings were ignored by the officials who are now busy deflecting the blame.
is the price of negligence. Many dead after a 100-year-old building comes crashing down in South Mumbai's Dongri. The red flags were there. A disaster was imminent, but the authorities ignored every single warning sign.
It's going to be a mammoth task for the fire brigade and the Mumbai police to ask the people to leave that building, to vacate the premises, because while rescue work is going on in the one building which has collapsed, there is equal imminent danger of the building collapse in the rest of the 3 or the 4 buildings.
This structure, owned by the Kesarbhai Kaku Charitable and Religious Trust, wasn't mentioned in the list of dilapidated buildings by the Maharashtra Housing and Area Development Authority, or MHADA. This, while there were many signs contrary to that. MHADA had granted an NOC to the developer in 2012 to revamp the building. But there was no follow-up by the Housing Board to ensure the revamp did take place. A notice was issued to residents of the building in 2017, asking them to evacuate the building. But nothing came of it. No follow-up was done.
We try to gather them, we try to convince them, but you cannot force, you cannot put a gun on anybody's head.
3 serious lapses, but zero accountability as authorities shun blame. While the BMC holds MHADA responsible, MHADA claims the building doesn't come under them.
MHADA की इमारत उसके बाजू में है। ये जो बाजू की इमारत है वो कोई ट्रस्ट की है, ऐसा हमें मालूम पड़ा, तो ये ट्रस्ट की जिम्मेदारी होना चाहिए।
Under fire over the glaring lapses, the Chief Minister has promised stern action.
तो सारा फोकस जो है वो जो लोग वहाँ पर अभी मलबे के नीचे हैं उनको कैसे बाहर निकाला जाए, इसके ऊपर सारा फोकस वहाँ पर रखा हुआ है। और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि एक बार ये सारी चीज़ें सामने आ जाए तो उसके बाद इसका इन्वेस्टिगेशन भी प्रॉपर्ली किया जाए।
Like several tragedies in the past, this one too was avoidable. A dozen lives were lost in the heart of Mumbai due to sheer negligence and apathy. The same cycle repeats every monsoon, but authorities never tire of giving the same excuses.
Innocent lives have been lost once again, and the blame game between agencies has started when in Mumbai there are more dilapidated buildings where such incidences are waiting to happen. With camera person Saptal Mustafa Sheikh in Mumbai for India Today.
Story number 3 on 7 on 7 this time comes from flood-affected Assam, where the situation has worsened. Kaziranga National Park in Assam, which is home to the world's largest population of Indian one-horned rhinoceros, are submerged under the flood waters.
A teary Anjana Bora is trying to rustle up a meal at the makeshift flood relief camp in Assam. The 40-year-old is among lakhs forced out of their homes by the surging water.
আমাৰ গোটেই ধান পানী তলত আছে, ধান আমাৰ পানী তলত আছে, আমাৰ বহুত অসুবিধা আছে। খেতি কৰি যদি আমি খাব নাপাম আমাৰ কি হ'ব?
সেইটো কাৰণে আমি ইয়ালৈ গুচি আহিলোঁ। এতিয়াতো খাবলৈ মেলিবলৈ ইয়াত ৰিলিফ কেম্পত দিছে বাৰু, চাউল দিছে, দাইল, মিঠাতেল, নিমখ এইবোৰ দিছে আৰু। হ'লেও আৰু ইয়াত এতিয়া ইমানখিনি মানুহ অলপতো কষ্ট হ'বই, খৰি পাত তেনেকৈ সেইবোৰ অলপ কষ্ট হৈছে আৰু। হ'লেও এতিয়াতো কেইদিন থাকিবই লাগিব ইয়াতে, তেন্তে আৰু কষ্টকৈ হ'লেওতো থাকিবই লাগিব পানী নুশুকালৈকে।
While the government has supplied dal and rice, many say that there is no baby food.
কষ্ট হৈছে, ঘৰ ভাঙিছে, গৰু হেৰিত আছে, চৰাই মৰিছে, বহুত কষ্ট হৈছে। সময়মতে খানা পোৱা নাই, বাচ্চা দুধ নাই, বিস্কুট পোৱা নাই। বহুত আমনি কৰিছে মহে কামুৰিছে
Netas who are only too eager to pester them during polls.
প্ৰতি বছৰতে পানী হৈ যায় আৰু চৰকাৰে আমাক সুবিধা ইমান নিদিয়ে কালি ৰিলিজ দিলে ৰিলিজ দিয়াৰ পাছত আৰু দিয়া নাই আৰু পানী বহুত হৈছে একদম এককাল পানী তাতে আমি ভাত পানী খাব নোৱাৰা হৈ গৈছোঁ
For these families, it is now a long wait for the water to recede, and only then can they try and rebuild their lives. With Manogya Loiwal in Kaziranga, Bureau Report, India Today.
Meanwhile, 25 people have been killed as floods wreak havoc in Bihar. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, who conducted an aerial survey on Monday, has now claimed 26 NDRF teams have been deployed and 1 lakh people have been rescued. 199 relief camps have been set up. India Today's Rohit Singh gets you this ground report from Bihar.
Flood fury in Bihar this time has impacted at least 12 districts of Bihar, and Madhubani is one such district which has been one of the worst hits. And we are right now in Jhanjharpur block of Madhubani, which has been completely submerged underwater. And yesterday, one of the embankments on the Kamla Balan river that was breached by the pressure and the current of the river, and that is why the flood water has now entered new areas. And right now we are in Lohna village in Jhanjharpur block, and you can see here how this entire village has been inundated and is underwater. And this is the way in which people have to move here and there, and they are coming out of their houses to save their lives somehow with whatever belongings they can find. ये बताइए मुश्किल कितनी हो रही है इस बार बाढ़ की वजह से?
सर इस बार बहुत ज़्यादा हम लोग को परेशानी हो रही है सर। हम लोग का इस बार मतलब सर खाली अपना जान बचा लिए यही बहुत है। सब सामान सब जितना था सब ऐसे ही घर सब गिर गया है सर।
कोई मदद के लिए कोई आया है, कोई सरकारी आदमी?
कोई नहीं आया है, कोई नहीं अभी तक गया नहीं, कोई क्षेत्र में पहुँचा है भी नहीं। हम लोग को भीतरी में है घर।
तो आप लोग पानी में जो घूम के आना जाना कर रहे हैं, कोई नाव वाव का व्यवस्था नहीं?
कोई न व्यवस्था नहीं, कुछ का व्यवस्था नहीं है हम लोग को।
What is prime need at this point of time is the requirement of boats, because if boats are provided by the state administration, obviously the people can safely then go inside the water, get their belongings and go to safer places. But since boats have not been provided, this is the manner in which people have to maneuver through this flood water and take risk of their lives and go to their homes, take out their belongings and come to the national highway number 57. ये बताइए कितनी मुश्किल हो रही है? आप लोग पुलिस वाले हैं, लेकिन इस तरीके से आप लोग को कपड़े उतार कर थाना जाना पड़ रहा है, हथियार आपके हाथ में है।
सर ये तो हमारी ड्यूटी है, ड्यूटी तो करनी ही पड़ती है, चाहे कितना भी मुश्किल हो, मुश्किल का तो सामना करने के लिए हम लोग हैं ही सर, इसलिए तो ड्यूटी करना ही पड़ेगा।
Reporting from the ground zero in Madhubani, which has been completely ravaged by the floods this time, I am Rohit Kumar Singh for India Today.
Now let's also shift focus and bring you some news about Karnataka. Over a week after Congress JDS MLAs resigned in Karnataka, putting the coalition on the brink of collapse, the Supreme Court will deliver its verdict on rebel Karnataka MLAs tomorrow. This after the CJI questioned the speaker in the court, demanding to know why he didn't act on the resignation despite receiving them. Rebel MLA's counsel Mukul Rohatgi maintained the speaker was delaying the decision, and the speaker's counsel Sanghvi retorted that the court cannot direct the speaker to take a decision. The rebel MLAs have also said in the Supreme Court that they are being blackmailed with the threat of disqualification. Remember, the speaker refused these allegations of going slow on the resignations and being partisan. Story number 6 at 7 is from the government's table, where Modi government 2.0 has set an ambitious target to realize rupees 1.05 lakh crores from disbursement in the public sector enterprises. While some of these are sick, the workers are protesting the plan to sell off to the profitable entities. Left-wing trade unions have warned of a mega nationwide shutdown, while the RSS-backed Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh is against any compromise on the issue of divestment.
government would not only reinitiate the process of strategic disinvestment of Air India, but would offer more CPSEs for strategic participation by the private sector.
This declaration has sparked off protest at over a dozen central public sector enterprises across the country. Trade unions are up in arms against the Modi government's decision to carry out strategic sale of non-financial PSUs. In Prime Minister Narendra Modi's constituency Varanasi, workers at the diesel locomotive works have given a 15-day ultimatum for a rethink, reminding him of his own speech.
कि रेलवे का प्राइवेटाइजेशन हो रहा है वो सरासर गलत है। भाइयों बहनों, न ये हमारी इच्छा है, न इरादा है, न सोच है। हम इस दिशा में कभी जा नहीं सकते, आप चिंता मत कीजिए।
Similar protests are building up in other parts of the country as well.
जब तक ये ऑर्डर रद्द नहीं हो जाता तब तक साडा संघर्ष जिहड़ा है वो जारी रहेगा और 7 ਦੇ 7 प्रोटेक्शन यूनिट ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਪਰਿਵਾਰਾਂ ਸਮੇਤ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਆ।
The government has set an ambitious disinvestment target of 1.05 lakh crore rupees. The Niti Aayog has already drawn a list of over 40 central public sector enterprises for disinvestment. Some of the well-known CPUs lined up for sell-off include National Thermal Power Corporation, Bharat Earth Movers Limited, Steel Authority of India Limited, Bharat Heavy Electricals, Air India and Mahanagar Telephone Nigam Limited. Trade unions with left leanings are spearheading protest against disinvestment.
The government is talking about disinvestment only for a fraudulent purpose. Their main purpose is to sell out, and they call it strategic sale or privatization. These 46 companies they are listing, all are not sick. Some are sick because that it is the same government who ran that and made them sick.
Even the Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh, backed by the RSS, has called for a national convention of all unions on November 15th in the national capital.
We want a fundamental change in that policy. That has to be there. We have already started dialogue with Niti Aayog. We have started dialogue with Finance Ministry also. If we have a dialogue, we have a discussion and fixing up the policy changes, definitely any government will have to change their attitude. On disinvestment, there is no compromise.
Disinvestment in PSUs may soon turn into a nightmare for the Modi government as the left-backed trade unions are planning a countrywide agitation. What's worrying for the government is the fact that even the RSS-backed trade unions are in no mood to relent. With camera person Ajay Thakur, this is Anand Patel in New Delhi for India Today.
And for the final story on 7 at 7 this evening, in a major respite for airlines and passengers flying west of India, Pakistan has opened its airspace for all civilian traffic. The decision has been taken this morning, effectively removes ban on Indian and international flights that had to take a detour for 4 months. Ministry of Civil Aviation also took to Twitter to share the news, saying there are no restrictions on airspace of both the countries and that flights have started using the closed air routes. Remember, Pakistan had fully closed its airspace on Feb 26th after Indian Air Force struck a Jaish-e-Mohammed terror camp in Balakot in reprisal for Pulwama terror attack that killed 40 CRPF Jawan. The move comes as a sigh of relief for Air India that lost more than 400 crore rupees as the national carrier had to reroute or suspend many international flights which used Pakistani airspace.
It's a late decision, but it's good that they had finally taken something, and it could make better relations with India in for future. So Indians are not against the Pakistanis and all, but yes, their policies and their government, those issues are important. So it's good if they are sorting out at their end.
Well, it's a wake-up call for them. I mean, it's quite late because it's all been like 2 or 3 months for now. But then, as per Indians, it is good, but then it was also impacting their own Pakistani economy. It's not about the Indian-Pakistani fly-on. it was impacting their own business, their own economy in terms of money and revenues. But late.
All right, so remember at the time when the airspace was blocked, we showed you some visuals of how Pakistan airspace was completely empty. Now, take a look at this. In fact, this is the latest from various agencies and flight, radar operation websites, which clearly now shows India, and a lot of these yellow things that you see are the flights which are now going over Pakistan, where you see India written just right next to it. On the blue tab is Pakistan, and that is where a lot of flights are now going across to and fro without any problem, as Pakistan has opened the airspace. So your travel time to a lot of European destinations and everything which is going west is going to come down. All right, with that, it's a wrap on 7 at 7. Up next, In Depth.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.